Hello everyone, here we are at the Lausitzring. Welcome to the BMW M2 Cup. We're thrilled to be here at the Lausitzring in Germany, kicking off the new season 2022. And yesterday we already saw an amazing first race where one man controlled the race, but behind him there was a lot of action. So check out the highlights.
This is it then, as we get into the second season of the BMW M2 Cup. Well, despite overnight rain, wind and almost sleet, race conditions here at the Lausitzring for day one of the 2022 season of the BMW M2 Cup. So at the end of the formation lap, the lights do go out. An absolutely brilliant start from Fabian Crime. Then, of course, did all the hard work in qualifying. It's a lights to flag victory for the man that took one win last year. Race winner, Fabian Crime.
All right, so what a fantastic first race. And now I've got Lukas Bastian with me. You're the coach, Speed Academy. And one thing that's absolutely new this season is the Rookie Championship. So let me find out, what is that all about?
The Rookie Championship is quite new, you're right. So Project One established now the Rookie Championship within the M2 Cup. So you're a rookie when you're not raced in the M2 Cup before, or when you were born in 2000 or afterwards. So that the new guns, or like the young guns, or the, let's say, the rookies, have the chance to prove and improve themselves within the more experienced drivers' field.
I think that's a pretty cool idea. And now, obviously, in the BMW M2 Cup, it's all about the new talents. And as a coach in the Speed Academy, what exactly does that mean? What do you do with them? It's not only about the racing, but it's also about everything around that. Exactly.
It's about the, let's say, performance on the body-wise. So I train them besides the track and on the track. So the Speed Academy has to go to improve the drivers. And so the performance side, we make some performance tests, measure everything like oxygen uptake, measurements of forces of the muscles. And so our task is then to improve them, that they're ready and fit for the season.
We've got quite a few cars this year, so maybe you can explain a little bit while we're waiting for them to arrive. Actually, there we see the cars coming already. We've got men and women, which is important, and maybe you can talk a little bit about who's the youngest and how old is the oldest. Talk a little bit about that.
I think the oldest one is 22, which is Robert. He's from Hungary. And I think the youngest one is Jano, actually. But to be honest, when you go through the field, it's quite really familiar. So everyone is like really close to each other, and it's more like a big family. And also that, like last year we had the two Kreuzpointers, where like this year again, and it's really mixed up, and that makes it really cool that we have a cool group together and work together.
Absolutely. And of course, we also need to get some interviews with the drivers. So let me just see, because we want to go to P6, and I think that's down this way. So let's just go this way. And while we walk there, because we're going to interview Jano Dau, he's actually one of the... thank you very much, Lukas. Sorry. And so we're going to check out Jano Dau. He's starting in P6, and he's one of the rookies, actually. That's something that... Lukas just explained. So let's see how he's doing. Obviously for them it's very, very exciting racing here in the BMW M2 Cup. Hello there, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good. Excited for the race?
I would say, yeah, you're very excited probably, especially starting from P6. So what do you think? Do you think maybe you can reach the podium today?
Well, that's what we're going for, certainly. Yeah, I'm going to try to make up as many positions as I can, but we'll see how it goes.
See how it goes, but it's definitely going to be a tough one, right? I mean, Lausitzring is pretty challenging.
Yeah, it's a challenging track. I had never been here before, but I really like it. I really enjoy it. but it's certainly not easy, no.
All right, Jarno. Well, best of luck for the race.
Thank you
so much. And I mean, this is exactly what Lucas was talking about. You know, these guys are pretty young and they're not that experienced, but already when they talk into the camera, you know, they got a smile in their face and they already seem so professional, which is absolutely exciting and fantastic, I think. So now we've got Bart Horsten here. Hello there.
Hi.
Good to see you. You were second in the Rookie Championship yesterday in the positioning, so that's a good start. Today you're starting in P8, so it's going to be tough being in the middle field, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously important to get a good start when you're in this part of the pack, but, you know, I've been really enjoying the racing and hopefully you should be able to move forward today.
Hopefully. Do you have a good strategy, or is it just you're going to play it by ear?
I don't think it's worth overthinking. I think I'm just going to see what happens and drive what's in front of me.
All right, do have fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck. We'll see where he ends up in the end in the race. But we have one more man. That's Mark David Müller. So we're going to find out how he's doing. He's starting in P10. So let's see. Obviously, the further you're back, the more tough it's going to be. So hello there. Starting from P10. Whoop, that's going to be tough going forward, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But yesterday I started from P8 and had the good first couple of laps, ending up in P4. But yeah, then I got back to P8. So let's hope for better today. Starting in P10, I expect some really close battles. And yeah, keep pushing.
All right, keep pushing. Best of luck. Thank you so much. And we need to go out here because the race is about to start. So do enjoy the race. It's going to be an exciting race. And here's your commentator. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Great work as always. Verena down there on the grid for us, meeting up with those drivers, all of whom want to go forward. And it was really interesting to hear Bart say, you know what, I'm not overthinking this. I'm just going to point it in the right direction and look forward. Fabian Krym did a fantastic job yesterday. He goes from pole position once again today. However, the cars around him perhaps afford a little competition right at the start. We will see. Michael Marquez is going from P2 on the grid. We'll bring the grid in full to you in just a few moments. Then it's Tom Nittel and Lawrence Stegman. They occupy the first two rows of our big grid of BMW M2 Cup cars. Welcome to Season 2. Welcome to the Lausitzring for Race 2. 30 minutes plus one lap of fantastic BMW M2 Cup action to come. And Fabian Krym, yesterday's race winner, goes from P1. It was Maxim Houston who finished P2 yesterday, and then rounding out the podium for the race overall was Tom Nittel, who starts from P3 today. And you can see that number 7 car as we zoom out now. But Fabian Krym with Michael Marquez alongside him in the number 47 car. And he is going to have right up his trumpet Lawrence Stegman, who will be pushing as well as they head in towards turn number 1, that sweeping banked turn 1 here at the Lausitzring. It is an absolutely awesome circuit. And speaking to all the drivers after the race yesterday, there wasn't many that really didn't embrace and enjoy this phenomenal place. 4.575 kilometers, 10 turns, 6 of them to the left, 10 of them to the right, and turn 1. It's a 300-meter left-hander with 6 degrees of banking. We are 60 minutes from Berlin, 40 minutes from Dresden. Built and in use this track since 2000. Designed very much like the ovals in the USA because it was designed with a NASCAR and IndyCar kind of design complex. And what it is a fantastic circuit when you combine it with that infield section that we use. It really is a really enjoyable track for us to enjoy. The superb racing about to come from the BMW M2 Cup. Just seconds away from the race about to start then. And the cars get a formation lap. Then they come back onto the grid and into their boxes on the start grid. And then it's the long wait for the lights to go. So here we go then. Cars being released on their formation lap. And we will bring you the grid in full as promised once all the cars have gone past the starters rostrum here at the Lausitzring. Second race of the season for the BMW M2 Cup. And our season this year incorporates here at the Lausitzring, Norris Ring, Nürburgring, Spa-Francorchamps, Red Bull Ring and Hockenheim as well. So weaving from side to side to try and generate some temperature into those tyres. And they do that by weaving from side to side and also depressing the brake pedal in a series of moves to generate temperature through the brakes, which dissipates through the rims and onto the tyres as well. Into turn number 2 now goes Fabian Krime then. He, of course, leading the cars away on this formation lap. And as we bring the camera out, you can see this infield section, and here is the grid. Fabian Krime goes from pole position. He was the race winner yesterday. Michael Marquez will be hoping to do very well from his good qualifying spot, P2. Tom Nittel and Lawrence Stegman are on the second row of the grid with Maxime Oosten and Jarno Douw. They go from P5 and P6. Robert Heffler and Bart Horsten are on the fourth row of the grid. They go from P7 and P8. And then it is Mark David Muller and Sean Fuster ahead of Diego Stifter, Jacqueline Kreutzpointner, Alessia Kreutzpointner, and Aaron Venish then goes from P15. That is the grid in full. Cars on their way. And this is the moment when the driver is just thinking about, right, how am I going to manage the start? And what do I hope to achieve at the start? And, of course, it is a real drag race because they're carrying so much speed through turn number 1. And look how aggressive Fabian Krime is being in terms of really weaving from side to side. Fabian Krime, of course, his second year in the BMW M2 Cup. He was a race winner last year. And talking about throwing the car sideways, Diego Stifter almost losing the back end of the number 25 car. So aggressive was his weaving. All in the purpose of generating temperature into those tyres. So through the final sequence of turns then, you rejoin what was part of the original tri-oval here. You can see the banking there, and the banking is replicated through turn number 1, which is why you can carry so much speed. These are awesome racing cars. I had the privilege on Friday to be driving a BMW M2 road-going version. They wouldn't let me near a racing car for obvious reasons, but it was hugely enjoyable. Right, millimetrically perfect you have to be into your grid box, and that's precisely what Fabian Krime has done, and also Michael Marquez right alongside him. So we await the green flag from the marshal at the back of the pack to say every driver is in the grid box correctly, and then the starting sequence can get underway. So all the cars are in their grid boxes now. Is the time for the excitement and the anticipation to build. We get that green flag from the marshal at the rear. We'll throw the lights to the top of the screen for you. And there they are. All red lights. Lights get extinguished and we go racing. Seemed like a good start for Fabian Krime. He immediately tries to just look at the inside line. Keep your eyes on Bart in the number 50 car. He's making a move on the inside a little bit further down the pack, and a real battle going on for P2 in the early stages of this race then. And also trying to buy into that battle after a great start was Maxime Oosten. Maxime, of course, was on the podium yesterday. They are almost 3 abreast heading towards turn number 2, but Fabian Krime has got it all nailed for the race lead going into turn number 2. 3 abreast and just behind, and involved in that is Lawrence Stegman in the grey-coloured BMW M2 Cup car, and under real pressure is our driver, Tom Nittel, who is at P3 at the moment. It's Maxime Oosten right on the back of his car, and Maxime Oosten trying to find a way by, and he's got to the inside line of Tom Nittel. One driver running wide on the grass, and Fabian Krime then under some pressure right at the start of this race. Before we've even completed one lap, he has not got away perhaps quite as quickly as he would have liked to, because Tom Nittel is right on him. And Tom Nittel in the number 7 car ahead of Maxime Oosten, and Michael Marquez dropped back to P4. Then that gaggle of cars that are fighting behind. So Fabian Krime then, he is now beginning to stretch his legs just a little bit. This is the fight that is going on for P7 at the moment with Douw, and you could see there a little panel rubbing between, I think it was Hefter and Fuster. So the number 27 car of Hugenboom leading Lawrence Stegman at the moment. Hugenboom running in P5. Let's put the first lap in the book then as our 30-minute plus 1 lap race continues. And a real drag race along the start-finish straight, looking very lively indeed, is the number 50 car of Bart Horsten, then diving to the inside and really taking on the number 47 car that you could see. So Fabian Crime, Tom Nittel, and then the number 54 car of Maxime Houston. Moving up the order as well. Good move there from Diego Stifter in the 25 BMW M2 Cup car. And as was the case yesterday, whichever way you look, there is something going on. And I'm jolly glad I'm not the TV director, because trying to pick out which battles that you're going to follow is really, really difficult, because there is so much going on. And this is the fight that's going on for P9 at the moment. Now, Stifter is leading that, but he has got Muller, and then he's got on the back of Stifter there, you can see Stifter being pushed wide just a little bit, but going further wide. There you could see the Mark David Muller car. Now, Mark David Muller is in the all-yellow BMW, the number 14 car of Jarno Dahl. He's hanging around the outside at the moment, but the outside becomes the inside for the next turn. So Jarno Dahl should be able to protect himself from Mark David Muller at the moment. And, of course, at the front of them all is Diego Stifter. And then trying to buy into it is Robert Heffler. And right behind Robert Heffler is Sean Fuster as well. And he has Jacqueline Kreutzpointner for company. So lots going on as Fabian Crime has extended his lead to just about second. Now here comes this drag race between the Mark David Muller car and Robert Heffler. Look at this, they're almost touching, trying to get the vantage just right going into turn number 1. So on the inside line, it is Robert Heffler. Is he able to make it stick going in towards turn number 2? That's the critical point, as Tom Nittel and Maxime Houston running P2 and P3. Then behind, Hugenboom moves ahead of Makesh. So then this gaggle of cars then. A good move around the outside there from Jacqueline Kreutzpointner. If she can make that stick, that will be a superb overtake. There is Lawrence Stegman. And Lawrence Stegman finishing P7 in the race yesterday. Still within touch of everyone else, and of course closest in touch with Mikael Makesh, who is the car ahead of him, the number 47 car. And wow, you can see Lawrence Stegman almost pushing the number 47 car around the track, but he's got to find where he can dive to the inside and try and find a way by, so that he can then try and pursue Leonard Hugenboom. So you could see there Stegman just taking a look at the inside line. It was really just to worry the car ahead and try and get him to lose concentration just for a moment. A battle of the wills, if you will. Trying to find and provoke a small mistake from the car ahead, because they're almost welded together. And right into this now is Bart Horsten as well. So here we go then, as we will complete another lap as we round the final turn here, which is turn 10. And heading towards the start-finish line as Fabian Crime again puts another couple of tenths over Tom Nittel and Maxime Houston, who are both breaking away a little bit from Hugenboom and Makesh. And Lawrence Stegman, the car that we can see centre picture, or we could just then, the grey and yellow number 99 car. So, is number 2 and P2 under threat now, because Maxime Houston is looking pretty predatory, I would say. And so too, diving to the inside line here. If this works, it will be a great move made by Robert Heffler. So Robert Heffler does go through. And that was against Sean Fuster. Let's take a look at the start once again. And for my money, Fabian Crime did not get away quite as well as he did in the race yesterday. You could see that the Maxime Houston car diving to the middle of the pack, and all around cars jostling for their positions to see where, and it was an off moment which I didn't see for Robert Heffler, but a good save from Robert Heffler, who kept it through the gravel and then found his way back onto the tarmac again. And Diego Stifter coming under real pressure here. This all in replay right from the very start of the race, and that another good save. Diego, you did well there, friend, to hold on to that car when it could have gone so horribly wrong, but it didn't, under extreme pressure from Mark David Muller. And, of course, big beneficiary of that was Jarno Dahl in the number 14 car, to the very left of your picture going through. So let's go back to the live pictures now, where Fabian Krym maintains his 1.3 second margin over Tom Nittel and Maxim Ooston. So it is looking really, really good, this race, and it's developing into something of a good race for the opening weekend here at Lausitzring. Now, the organizer of the BMW M2 Cup is with Verena now, and that's Hans Bernd Kamps.
Yes, Hans Bernd, it's always good to have you here. And today it's less windy, because yesterday we were fighting with our long hair because it was so windy. Today the weather conditions are so much better. It's sunny here at the Lausitzring. And we're sitting here. This is like where I always sit and watch the show. I'm so glad you're here with us now. And let's talk about the start, because obviously in the beginning, the start is always the most crucial.
Yeah, what I saw is that they are learning very quick. So a lot of rookies, what we have in the moment, use the start to make the better positions and so on. And you see it now in the race that they are more closer together than yesterday. So improvement, very good, very good.
Absolutely, but that's something. I mean, it's the second season already of the BMW M2 Cup, and I can already tell that they're learning well. Obviously, there are also new faces, but I guess that's what it's all about, because you are trying to give your best to teach the rookies and the new talents.
Yes, absolutely, and you saw it in the GT4 trophy, the DTM trophy, where we have two cars at the start as well. We have there the best BMW cars on P6 and P10. These are drivers from the last year here.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, right? You kind of see the BMW M2 Cup as the best way to jump into, to continue their careers. And at the moment we can see Fabian Krym. He's the leader at the moment, and he's really doing a great job. I mean, he also managed to secure victory yesterday, so that's really someone to keep your eyes on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He is coming from last year. He had some experience, and you see that he can use it, and that he can immediately be in front and so on. And you see the other ones who are behind. These are drivers from last year as well. But then Marcus, the 5th place, 6th place, 7th place, 8th place, all new ones. Yeah. So, and rookies who can follow, and they only miss in the moment something like 4 seconds. That's fantastic.
Absolutely, and you're seeing a bit of pushing and shoving there, so there's a lot of action on the field, and I guess, but it's still very, very fair driving. That's something I really noticed, right? And that's something you teach them as well.
Yeah, we said that we are looking very much about their driving style and how they develop, and that season is just started. So we learned to coach, and they learned to understand what we are saying.
Very good. That's what it's all about. So Hans Bernd Kamps, thank you so much. Let's get back to the race and back to the commentator and see the action.
Thanks so much, Verena. Talking to Hans Bernd Kamps, and whilst talking to Hans Bernd Kamps, my goodness me, the fight that was going on for P2 between Maxim Ooston and Tom Nittel. Tom Nittel really having to stick his elbows out and make the car twice as wide, metaphorically as it is, as a round goes. Bartholomew Horston then has gone around the Australian driver in the number 50 car. I don't know whether there was an assist for that, but he has gone around, is just waiting for the moment to get the car pointing back in the right direction again. Here comes a revision of this battle for P2 then. Maxim Ooston is doing everything he can to unsettle Tom Nittel, and he's been doing it for a number of laps now. The big beneficiary here could be, you keep your eyes on the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom. I think he's very, very cleverly just watching what's going on here, and he's letting Maxim Ooston do all the work. So was there an assist? I thought there was, and it looked like contact from Jarno Dahl is what provoked the Bart Horston car into a 360. Really unfortunate, just a racing incident, but it's a racing incident that has sent Bart a lot further back than he would choose and like to be, following the little coming together with Jarno Dahl. I was talking to Jarno literally as I was making my way up to the commentary studio here. Now, under investigation, he's car number 99 now. That's Lawrence Stegman. Lawrence Stegman is running in P6 as now you can see. I did say, keep your eyes on the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom. He could be the big beneficiary of this. Tom Nittel is beginning to just break away a little bit from Maxim Ooston. The reason for that is Ooston's having to defend himself against the number 27 car then of Leonard Hugenboom. And Leonard just taking a look at the inside there. This allows Tom Nittel to escape up the road. Fabian Kreim has done exactly the same. So the fight that's going on for P3 and P4 now. We focus our attention now on the battle for P3, currently held by Maxime Houston in the number 54 car. Maxime, of course, was P2 on the podium yesterday, and as Verena quite rightly said, and so did Hans Bernkamps, that these are drivers that were featuring in the BMW M2 Cup in its inaugural season, which was last year. Now, Leonard Hugenboom is set the fastest lap of any driver out there at the moment. Where is he at the moment? P4. What does he want? He wants a podium. And he gets to the inside of... Maxime Houston now. If he can carry the speed and maintain his trajectory, he's done that. That's a textbook overtake, isn't it? From Leonard Hugenboom as they head up towards turn number 2. Side by side they go. Houston has got some momentum as well, but I think Hugenboom has done enough. Now, I believe Leonard rehearsed that probably last lap, and he just saw where Maxime was maybe a little bit weaker. And he has taken advantage of the situation, but it ain't all over yet. And do keep your eyes on Makesh in the number 47 car, because he's trying to get involved in this as well. The number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom, and Maxime Houston is not happy about this. He wants to be on the podium and make it double bubble this weekend. And what's preventing him from doing that at the moment? It's the audacious Leonard Hugenboom with a brilliant overtake to occupy that P3 place, and it was a good overtake as well. And so, all eyes now on Makesh then, as he looks to the inside of Maxime Houston. Has to yield, has to think better of it, but you can see the cars, almost a little love tap between the two of them. That's how close they are. The contact we saw between cars number 15 and 14, which caused car number 50, Bart Horsham, to go around, is under investigation by our race stewards. Any penalties? We will make you aware of that. To the best of my knowledge, absolutely no penalties in the race yesterday. It was really good, clean. It was fraught racing, don't get me wrong, but really good, clean and tidy racing as well. So Leonard Hugenboom now needs to try and break away a little bit from the hard-charging Maxime Houston, who desperately wants to take this place back. Is he going to try a photocopy of the move that Leonard Hugenboom made? Well, I don't think he's close enough to be able to do so, but the one that is getting closer is Makesh in the 47 car. So keep your eyes on Mikhail Makesh then. Is he going to do a last-minute lunge to the inside of the number 54 car? Well, he's thinking about it, he's going to go for it. Wow, I did half predict that might happen, but he wasn't quite close enough to be able to make that move stick. So, great driving from Mikhail Makesh. He wasn't able to capitalize on it, and I have to say, fair play to Maxime Houston as well. He could see the move coming, and he left racing room, but that's all he left. And he maintained his speed and his trajectory as well, and was able to maintain that P4 place and stop the attack from Makesh at that moment. We're into the second half of the race now with 14 and a half minutes plus a lap to run. There you can just see at the back of the picture the number 99 car of Lawrence Stegman, who is running in P6. And Dahau is right behind. So flashing lights there from the Jacqueline Kreutz pointing the car on to Sean Fuster. Sean Fuster currently running in P11. Jacqueline Kreuzpointner running in P12 ahead of her sister, Alessia Kreuzpointner, returning for those two drivers into the BMW M2 Cup. And they're both really charming young ladies and hugely talented as well. And it's great to see them back on the grid of the BMW M2 Cup. It is, as you can see from the flags on the graphics on the left-hand side of your screen, a really international grid of cars with drivers from so many nationalities taking part in the BMW M2 Cup. Hans Bernkamps was saying just yesterday in conversation with Verena that it's taken him somewhat by surprise, the interest from so many different nationality drivers, and it's really good to welcome them onto the grid of this BMW M2 Cup, which of course supports the DTM throughout its calendar. And a very different circuit to this one is the next one that we will go to, and that is the Lausitzring Street Circuit. As up the inside of the number 25 car, Diego Stifter, goes Robert Heffler. He's been threatening to do that. And so Robert Heffler moves into that P8 position by relegating Diego Stifter, the Italian driver, back to P9. And again, I repeat that wherever you look through this pack of 15 cars, there's plenty going on, and Lorenz Stegmann maintains the position that he holds at the moment, which is P6 ahead of Jarno Dahl. So 5-second time penalties are going to be awarded to Lorenz Stegmann and also to Tom Nittel. Now, what's crucial here is for Tom Nittel, that is going to take him out of his podium place, as Lorenz Stegmann now is under real pressure. So the next turn he will have the inside line for, but if the Jarno Dahl BMW can keep to the inside and carry speed, but it wasn't able to do so. So for the moment, Lorenz Stegmann is able to maintain his position. Now, we're also hearing that, or I'm seeing on my screen, that there is going to be a drive-through penalty for Jarno Dahl, who is currently running in P7. So what were the 2 5-second time penalties to come, and a drive-through penalty for another driver as well. The penalties that were missing from the race yesterday, because they were completely and totally unnecessary, because the driving was exemplary, may not necessarily be the case with regards to penalties today. We have got a few. So what can Stegmann do now? It's almost academic, because Stegmann's got that time penalty hanging above him. And Jarno Dahl, of course, the number 14 car, which is pushing, who is pushing Lorenz Stegmann as well, he's got a drive-through penalty. Now, drive-through penalties have to be taken within 3 laps of being notified, providing there is sufficient time left in the race, which there most definitely is, and their confirmation from race control about the drive-through penalty for car number 14. So, Stegmann really doesn't necessarily need to defend too hard and take more out of his tyres as we reach the sort of final third of this race, because any approach and any attack from the car behind is going to be utterly futile, because Jarno Dahl has got to come in for a drive-through penalty. So Tom Nittel was another driver that I did see was going to be awarded a 5-second time penalty. That would take him out of P2, which would promote Hugenboom to P3, who sets the fastest lap, incidentally, and Maxime Houston would be back on the podium, albeit P3, rather than put the P2 that he took yesterday. 10.5 minutes, plus a lap then. And you can see Maxime Houston flashing his lights furiously at the Tom Nittel car ahead. And just in the distance, you can see Mikael Marques in the number 47 car, who's steadfast in that P5 position, but has lost out a little bit in this fight towards Maxime Houston. So Lorenz Stegmann then, with Jarno Dahl right behind. And these are contesting the P6 place, these 2 cars. And Jarno Dahl now does put himself right alongside Lorenz Stegmann. Now, Stegmann has any thoughts, it'll be just let him go, because he's got to take a drive-through. So Dahl does go through. It was another good textbook move going into turn number 2. These young talents in the BMW M2 Cup, as both Verena and Hans Bernd were alluding to, as Lorenz Stegmann fights back now. They are so well looked after by the team in the BMW M2 Cup, both in terms of driver coaching and nutrition and sport and physical and mental fitness and media as well. As you've heard, when Verena approaches any of the drivers on the grid for a conversation, which I guess as a racing driver is kind of the last thing you want when you're focusing on the start, she always gets a warm welcome and very, very good discussions that are had. So Leonard Hugenboom then continues with this pressure from Maxime Houston. Now, given that Tom Nittel with that potential time penalty, as around goes the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom. Oh, I was looking at the timing screen and just caught that from the... And in comes the Jarno Dahl car to take his drive-through penalty. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that spin, because my eyes were on the timing screen just looking at the sector times for all the drivers, and I missed the start of that spin, which was regrettable for Leonard Hugenboom, who I would say has got some of the tyre rubbing on the panel work of the car now following that contact. And you can see it's ill handling at the back now. So that is a real shame for Leonard Hugenboom. It was an impressive drive up to that point. There is Lawrence Stegman in the number 99 car, then the Leonard Hugenboom car, which is really not in the best shape now following that little coming together. So Fabian Crime, whilst we've been looking at so many other battles, I should mention Fabian, and apologies Fabian for not doing so earlier, because actually all the action has been elsewhere. Of course, you're leading by a comfortable 2.5 seconds, and therefore, apart from the fact of crediting you with the race lead, not too much to talk about. Here is that replay then. Well, in fairness, from my side, it looked like a bold move from Maxime. And I sat having a coffee with Maxime yesterday, and that camera angle really indicates that perhaps the car's width you needed wasn't there. And it was certainly nothing malicious in that, but unfortunately that has really done for Leonard Hugenboom, the Dutch driver's race. Great shame. Now, that incident is under investigation, and I rather fear that it's almost a slam dunk that there could be a penalty for that, but we will see. So, the order, when we get to the end of the race, in terms of the classification, may be somewhat different to the order that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen there. Confirmation that that incident involving cars 27 and 54 is indeed under investigation. However, let's talk about what we can see on the track, and that is Fabian Crime leading from Tom Nittel, Maxime Ooston and Mikhail Makesh. Then it's Lawrence Stegman and Leonard Hugenboom, who's recovered to take a P6 ahead of Hefter and Stifter, and Fuster is a P9. So drive-through penalty to car number 54. I rather thought that might be the case, and there is still time for that drive-through penalty to be taken by Maxime Ooston. So from hero to zero, unfortunately. He was on the podium with P2 yesterday, and just a small mistake there means that he's got a drive-through penalty, and that's going to take him out of the race order. With regards to banking meaningful points. So the number 11 car of Sean Fuster running in P9 with the Mark David Muller car right behind. And there you can see Mark David Muller. Sean driving a very clean and tidy lap here. Not leaving any gaps, that's for sure. And just placing the car in the middle of the track, which is completely and totally his right to do so, to protect any opportunity, if you will, for that car of Mark David Muller to try and find a way by. All part of perfectly fair racing, and all our young talents then in the BMW M2 Cup benefiting from the track time they get, but not only. So much else being put into by way of an investment into these drivers in terms of coaching and physical training, and strife for the number 27 car of Leonard Hugenboom, who can go no further. Now, where that car is situated, you just see from my track map where that has come to a stop from the GPS signal. It's right on the start-finish straight. And you can see the waved yellow there. I rather think that that might call for a safety car if he cannot get it going once again. And that will really Horlicks the race, because as we see Maxime Ooston and Makesh continuing to fight here, as I say, that will really ruin the race with only 4 minutes plus a lap remaining. Let's hope Leonard Hugenboom can move the car or nurse it to a position of safety, which is where it is absolutely not at the moment. Safety car is on the track, and I rather thought that that would happen. And that means that, for all intents and purposes, I'd be very, very surprised if we get another racing lap in. Because I think by the time that the Leonard Hugenboom car is recovered, we will have run out of race duration time. So safety car is called for, and the cars will all be led around by the safety car. The safety car has been brought out because the Leonard Hugenboom car, which suffered some damage with the panel work on the rubbing on the tyre, I believe the car is parked, and the car is parked on the start-finish straight, which is far from ideal as you come off the bank turn 10 and you begin to really, really increase your speed. So we've got, and there you can see it. It's just on the exit of turn 10, to be fair. So that's where the stricken car is. What have we got? 3 minutes. Maybe we will get a lap of racing. Maybe we will. Let's see how quickly that car is recovered. Whilst all that is going on, Maxime Oosten is taken his drive-through penalty. So we can see that car now exiting the pit lane. And let's go back into the pit lane then. And live for us is Verena once again.
And again, I'm here with Hans-Bernd Kamps. Hans-Bernd, we saw a lot of pushing and shoving there, and especially with Leonard Hugenboom. That was pretty unfortunate. He got a touch by Maxime Oosten, and I guess he's going to get a penalty for that. But do you still consider it fair racing? It was probably just by accident?
Yeah, it's something where our race director, Volker, has a lot to do. And I think he made the right decisions in the moment. I don't know. I didn't see everything in detail. But we have to look very carefully that this will not happen too much in the future.
But it's such a shame because we're talking about P2, Tom Nitel, also P3. It's so unfortunate that the guys who were so much in the front, they get penalty now, so everything's going to move.
Yeah, but you have to follow the rules. If you destroy the race of someone else, your race is destroyed as well. And this Volker, I'm sure he has it under control.
I'm sure. But now the question is, we only have a few minutes because safety car. Do you think we're going to still manage to do a few laps?
I don't know how long it will last to get the car back in the pit lane. But could be that the race ends like this.
But all in all, I think we can say that it's an exciting race because we saw the talents really giving it their best.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see the improvements, and this is fantastic. Oh, I just see the cars coming in, so we will have a restart.
All right, we're having a restart, so here's a commentator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Verena. In fact, we have restarted, and now, under real pressure, is Fabian Crime from Tom Nitel. Now, forgive me, I believe Tom Nitel has got a time penalty to come, so it's completely academic. Lawrence Stegman is trying to wrestle away this P3 place from Michael Makesh. So Fabian Crime, who'd done such a good job in building up a good lead, is under threat here now. But Fabian Crime leads this race, and I'm almost convinced that Tom Nitel has got a time-second penalty, and therefore, even if he went by Fabian Crime, it would matter not. So we've got the remainder of this lap, plus one more. And Fabian Crime then is absolutely sticking his elbows out here, and Lawrence Stegman is looking extremely lively in trying to wrestle away that P3 place on track from Michael Makesh, and Makesh makes a mistake, and that means that Lawrence Stegman is through in the number 99 car to pick up that P3 on-track place. So the pressure that he was mounting on Michael Makesh paid off, and Makesh has lost another couple of places as a result of that, so Lawrence Stegman goes through. Absolutely brilliant, and that's what I love, and the drivers will say you're a fool for saying it, but actually when safety cars come, of course it gives us a restart, and even though this becomes a two-lap dash for cash, from our point of view, it's great because it restarts the race and it bunches everybody up. Now, Maxime Oosten, who has been in and has come back out again, has come back out in P10, so really benefiting from when the safety car was called for, if you like. And that's all part of the learning process in racing. And you can see Mark David Muller there in the all-yellow number 22 car running in P8. He will chase down Sean Fuster. Very good showing from Sean. He's running in P7. So to start the last lap, here comes Fabian Crime from Tom Nitel and Lawrence Stegman now in that P3 position. Bear in mind, these are the positions of the car on track. Sean Fuster taking a look at the number 47 car of Michael Makesh now. Makesh, of course, further down the order than he would have liked to have been because he ran out on the grass under significant pressure from Lawrence Stegman. So what can Sean Fuster do to move up into this P6 place, which for sure he's going to have a go at doing? Fabian Crime holds on to this race lead. There is Fabian Crime then. 2 out of 2 this weekend. If it all stays this way, it'll be a fantastic start to the BMW M2 Cup Championship. He had such a great fight with Lewis Henkefend, who was champion last year. And, of course, The champion in the BMW M2 Cup gets a drive in the DTM Trophy for the next year, which is precisely where Lewis Henkervend is driving now. So big, bold ambitions for all of these drivers for very, very real opportunities to advance their careers. It's what the BMW M2 Cup is all about. And Fabian Krym leading by just 0.4 over Tom Nittel. Then it is Lawrence Stegman. Then it's Hefter behind before we see Stifter, Marquez, and Sean Fuster has not been able to find a way past Marquez, so Marquez remains P6 and Fuster remains P7. So Fabian Krym with just a couple of turns to do then, as the pressure is ramped up now. And do bear in mind that insofar as I can recall, Tom Nittel is one of those drivers that has got a time penalty. Volker, the race steward, I'm sure issued that earlier on. But it's going to matter not with regards to the result and the race winner. It's 2 out of 2 this weekend in the BMW M2 Cup for Fabian Krym. Tom Nittel crosses the line P2, then it's Lawrence Stegman P3. Then taking P4, it's Robert Hefter. Then it's Stifter, Marquez, Fuster, Mark David Muller. Maxime Houston manages to take P9. Jacqueline Kreuzpointner P10. And then it was the number 50 car of Bart Houston then, as all the cars slowing down now. And sure enough, Tom Nittel did pick up that penalty, I can see from the timing screen on my left-hand side. So the order is Krym, Heffler, Stifter, Marquez, Fuster, Muller, Nittel, Houston, Jacqueline Kreuzpointner, Lawrence Stegman. Of course, Stegman, another one picking up a penalty. Then it was Horston, Kreuzpointner, Dow, Venish, and of course we lost Leonard Hugenboom. So, yes, the number 99 car, also another one of those drivers that was picking up a time penalty as well. So that really does mean that for the podium we're going to see one of BMW M2 Cups drivers from last year, then 2 drivers that are absolutely new into the championship, so 2 rookies, which is really, really good to see. Here is confirmation of that result. As you can see, Krym taking the win, Heffler a very good P2 ahead of Stifter, P3. Then Marquez, and a good result for Fuster. He takes P5 ahead of Mark David Muller. Tom Nittel relegated to P7. Maxime Houston relegated to P8 following the drive-through penalty. Then Jacqueline Kreuzpointner P9 taking P10. Lawrence Stegman. Then it was Horston, Kreuzpointner, Dow, Venish, and of course we lost Leonard Hugenboom. Wow, what a race. Drama, plenty of it. And it came thick and fast during the course of that race. And here then you could see Fabian Krym taking the checkered flag, being chased by Tom Nittel, which was really something academic because of that time penalty that was going to come. And of course for the number 99 car of Lawrence Stegman, a time penalty to come as well. And so that's why our podium is going to look somewhat different to the cars that crossed the line in the positions that they did. So Fabian Krym then brings the car back in to the applause of all those around, and parks up in front of P1 for the second time this weekend. Well done. So we'll see him out of the car then. And you see that Tom Nittel at the moment is not aware of the fact that he isn't going to be where he thinks he is because of that time penalty. And we'll be told the news, which will go down like a reptile in a lucky dip, I would suggest. But there we are, racing is racing. So discussions going on down there. And therefore it might be a few moments before we get the drivers, the correct drivers for the podium. But the BMW M2 Cup, extremely well organised. And the drivers extremely well nurtured and looked after. So Fabian Krym then, what a weekend, double bubble for him. He takes 2 wins out of 2 starts, and he's with Verena now.
Here I am with Fabian Keim, the man of the weekend. That's absolutely incredible. I mean, 2 wins in a row. You've got a grin. That's a big one, right? How excited are you?
Yeah, really. It was at the end with the safety car. It was quite tight with Tom, but it was a nice fight in the middle of the race. I struggled a bit with the tires, but the safety car wasn't this time good for us. So yeah, at the end, second victory. So very happy.
Absolutely phenomenal. But there was a lot of action behind you, but I guess you were so far in the front you didn't even notice.
Nothing.
It seemed so... Like yesterday, I was saying that to you. You had such a big advantage. You were in the front. So, I mean, that's nothing that you worry about because you are in the front. So the best position. But let me tell you, it was a jungle out there. There was a lot happening. But congratulations to your second win. And so I guess now the next race weekend is going to be Lausitzring. You're looking forward to that with such amazing points, right?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Thank you.
Phenomenal. Thank you so much, Fabian. And now we're going to try to grab the next one here. Because obviously we've got Robert Heffler next, and we've got in P3 we've got Diego Stifter. So first of all, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Look at you. I mean, what a race that was.
Yeah, it was crazy. I had a quite bad start, so I fell to out of the P10 and
P12,
then
I think.
Yeah, I think it was P12. Yeah, and then I started to push and overtake as much as possible and. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, look at you, P12 to P3, you're going to be going on the podium.
Yes,
that's like a dream come true.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, the safety car helped me a lot, but I think the pace was really good today, so I'm really happy to be here.
Diego, you did a phenomenal job. Thank you so much. Enjoy the moment, and we're going to try to grab Robert Heffler. Also, he's right there. So just quickly. Congratulations. I mean, what a phenomenal race coming from P7 to P2. I mean, you did a great job.
P12.
Sorry, P12 to P3. Sorry, I'm confusing. I still don't know your faces. Diego, you did such a great job. So tell me about the feeling you had.
Yeah, I had an incredible start. So I was quite happy after the first lap. I was kind of 7th or something like that. And slowly I managed to get in the rhythm and to do good lap times. And yeah, thankful the first 2 have a penalty, so I'm on the podium.
But that was crazy. I mean, there was just so much going on. As a race driver in that moment, of course, all you do is try your best to go to the front as much as possible. But it was crazy out there, right, from your point of view?
Exactly. I have to thank all my sponsors, my family who make this possible. And yeah, I'm thankful that I'm here.
All right. Well, congratulations. Enjoy the moment of the ceremony. And now back to the commentator.
Hey, he's passed his lesson in PR, hasn't he, already? Well done. We're readying the podium then. The drivers will be taking to the podium, and as I said, it's somewhat different to that podium that we expected to see by dint of how where the drivers finished on the track. Olli Sittler, the voice that you can hear in German. He's doing the podium ceremony. Here's Diego Stifter, very happy and delighted, and rightly so. He takes P3. Well done, Diego. And then for P2 in the BMW M2 Cup, here comes Robert Heffler. Well done, Robert. You banked P2. Look of relief. And then to the top step of the podium, which he is familiar with because he was there last year. He may have left himself some bubble gum. Here comes Fabian Keim, then race winner. And, of course, the national anthem to play out for Fabian Keim then. Race winner once again. playing out. It's trophy presentation time for the BMW M2 Cup, and from the organisation to make the P3 trophy presentation to Diego Stifter, it's Moritz Thiessen. Here comes Moritz then. Big thanks to Moritz. He really does look after us. Moritz Thiessen then making that trophy presentation to Diego. I think he's quite happy, you know. Christian Goebel is the next presenter who will make the trophy presentation to our P2 driver, Robert Heffler. And then very much in charge of BMW M2 Cup from the BMW viewpoint and BMW customer racing is Nico Amenda. And here is Nico. And he will make the trophy presentation to Fabian Kreim, our race winner. So all the drivers then pose for the photographs. And onto the top step they go. Big thumbs up from Fabian Kreim. And there, confirmation of that podium. Fabian Kreim, Robert Heffler, and Diego Stifter. And now, get the party underway then. Who's going to win the champagne battle? By some measure, it was Fabian Kreim. He won the race, and he won the Uncork race as well. We've had two really good races from the BMW M2 Cup here at the Lausitzring. The calendar is awesome for 2022. Because from the Lausitzring, we head off to the Norrisring. And as we look at the championship standings, Fabian Kreim then with a fair lead of 44 points ahead of Mikhail Makesh on 29. Maxim Houston is P3 in the points. Then it's Tom Nittel and Diego Stifter. And the rest of the points that you can see there, all the way through from P1 through to P10, points awarded for the 15 drivers. So everyone banking points then across the course of the weekend. So as I mentioned, then our calendar sees us off to the Norrisring next, then Nürburgring, Spa-Francorchamps, Red Bull Ring and Hockenheim. Thank you so much for watching the two races from the Lausitzring, and we'll see you at the street circuit of Norrisring at the beginning of July next. Bye-bye for now.